That's not the right word, right? Shit. I don't think it's the right word.
Gee.
Been slow roasting that bitch.
Put in the crock pot.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Hypocritical Haters, episode 14 now. 14. Big 1-4.
Yeah.
I'm your host, Young G Baller.
I'm Dan, also known as. Never mind. Just we have a guest for this episode.
The guest, why don't you introduce yourself, friend?
Yeah, I'm Sam, friend of Grayson's from college, loose acquaintance of Dan from Grayson, and yeah, here to hang out. Thanks for having me on the podcast, guys.
Thanks for
Yeah,
being
of
on the
course.
podcast.
I'd say we're up a step from loose acquaintances after the 3.5 hours we had to talk when Grayson was taking a poop right before this episode.
True, we were trauma bonding while you were dumping out last night's alcohol, Grayson.
Oh,
Yeah.
you missed the perfect opportunity for trauma dumping while you were
I
just
knew
normal
that.
dumping.
I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah. He was coming up with the shit puns. I was coming up with the shitty puns. Just,
Oiled it.
there.
Those
Brought it back
bars.
around.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah. This is actually not Sam's first time
Yeah.
broadcasting to people.
I
because
thought you were talking about. Never mind.
What did you think I was talking about?
You said first time, and I thought about a single night him and I had. And anyway, move on.
Dude. He had a radio show in college.
Yeah, no, I did radio in college for a couple years, a solid 3 listener count on average. Grayson was usually one of them, so
And it wasn't
yeah, no,
even on the radio. It was on. You had to go to a website to stream it.
it's so ratchet.
Yeah. But you could stream it from anywhere, right? In theory, you could just listen.
Yeah, you could, anywhere with an internet connection, you could listen to the same 3 songs every week on my radio show.
So it was just a live podcast where you played music.
Oh yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up. Well,
Off to a great start.
oh, Dan, I just told Sam about this, but I was hanging out with that French girl again, the one from last time, and we were talking about SpongeBob. Guess what SpongeBob is in French? It's Bob l'éponge.
Isn't that awesome?
And
Bob l'éponge.
Mr. Krabs is Monsieur Crab.
Monsieur Crab?
And then Squidward is just Carlos.
No,
Swear to
no,
God.
it's not.
I think there's like a little bit more to it, but we were like, who's like, what's Squidward in French? She's like, who? And we were like, Squidward, hello. And she's like, Carlos. And we were like, what?
What's Patrick?
She told us. I forgot. It was like something confusing.
Greece or something?
She actually just thought your name was Carlos.
It is. Look, I just looked it up. Fun fact: Squidward's name in the French version of SpongeBob is Carlos.
I guess they just hate Hispanic people over there or something.
Oh damn. Well, I don't know. That's the thing, Dan. Is when you're young, SpongeBob's your favorite, but when you get older, you realize Squidward's really your favorite.
Man, shut up.
And shut your ass up.
Who the fuck let this guy talk?
Sorry, I'll be less of a jerk. Is it? Am I on this show?
What'd you say?
Am I not allowed to curse on this show?
No, you.
No, you can.
Is that a joke? You listen to the podcast.
Yeah. Plus, I said shit and shitty like puns, and I said that earlier.
In the
just like
past
10 seconds ago.
4 minutes, he said it.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get this fucking started.
All right.
Oh.
Hello, everybody.
Well,
welcome to everybody.
And welcome back.
Welcome back.
To everybody has hypocritical pod.
Everybody has a hypocrite.
Everybody hates podcasts.
True. Yeah. Also, for our viewers at home, we've decided to switch to a once every other week roughly schedule because we were getting burnt out doing once a week.
Yeah, we are not that creatively. We decided to make a podcast because we're so creatively inclined, and we have so many interesting things to talk about. But then we stopped talking about the interesting things and realized we shouldn't have a podcast.
Yeah.
So now we do it every other week so that we can forget that we hate ourselves in between and then record another episode.
Yeah.
Smart.
It really works out great that way.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's pretty nice.
I realized we should have had some questions for Sam.
What you
Dan, do you have any questions for Sam?
What's your middle name?
So my middle name is Brody, the most lacrosse man.
There's no way your middle name is
The
Brody.
reason behind it's actually crazier if you want a little bit of a story time. I don't know if we should say it for later or like you want that now. Let's just get right into it. But yeah.
Dude, do you realize how little we have to talk about? Please tell the story.
Lacrosse middle name. So my grandpa, he is one of three brothers who were born in Singapore and then moved to India, and they all immigrated to North America like in their early 20s. And so in, out east, they were the Felixes. So my grandpa's name was Brody George Felix. And so the other two brothers went straight to America. And so they kept their last name. They were all kosher. But then my grandpa went to Canada first for college, and he like their immigration system basically didn't believe that they had gotten it right at first, and like, oh, Brody George Felix is a terrible name. That's not we clearly like messed up where the comma is. So you're now George Felix Brody, and so his last name was Brody, but is supposed to be his first name. And so my mom was born. They named her Betsy Brody, which is also hilarious for an Indian woman to be named Betsy Brody. And so yeah, and so when I was born, my mom was like, "Oh, it'd be cool to have that name move around all the different like I guess positional places in a name." And so my middle name is now Brody. So
That's actually really interesting that you have such a huge history on your middle name.
I know.
Yeah, and
it was like a filler stupid question, and then it turns out to have this big fucking elaborate backstory.
Yeah, he just fucking wrote a movie script with that shit. That was like one of the chapters of the Bible or something.
yeah, it kind of took a while, but yeah, that's how I got my Laxbro middle name.
Yay! Ooh, speaking of chapters of the Bible, favorite Bible story, Sam, go.
I can't read.
Well, I mean, that's one way to never hear the word of God.
True.
You would hear it.
Dude, I gotta become illiterate and deaf.
That's the only way to escape Christianity is to
Yeah.
stop reading.
Yeah, but then Jesus cures you, and you're like, "Fuck!
Fuck.
Take me back!
Yeah.
Take me back!"
You curse in front of him and he just strikes you down immediately.
Reverse miracle, just turn into a leper.
Yeah. He's cured my blindness. I mean, my blindness. Damn it. He's cured my deafness. Anyway.
Oh, Sam. This is so you remember I told you, Sam, before we started, I was like, all right, I have a story to tell Dan that you already heard, and I have a story to tell you that Dan already heard.
Mm-hmm.
So are you familiar at all with the show Too Hot to Handle?
I'm very familiar, actually. Yeah.
Whoa, what the hell is that supposed to mean?
That's the
He was
show.
on it.
Isn't it the show with a Oh wait, maybe I'm thinking something else. Cody coded an episode on it, right?
I think he did. He's done it on a lot of
He does a lot
dating
of Love
shows,
Island,
but
though.
yeah.
So you have to handle which one is that? Because they all seem the same to me.
Go ahead, Grayson.
Too Hot to Handle is they have like a $200,000 prize pot, and they get a bunch of like horny single people and throw them on an island, and they're like, all right, if you guys can avoid smooching or doing any funny business for the entirety of like this month, then each of you gets $200,000, or like they split it up between them or whatever. And obviously they don't because they're stupid. But so they made an app. I was on Netflix on my phone because I was on a plane, and I saw that they had an app for Too Hot to Handle, and I
Mm.
was like, all right, let me check it out. I'll check it out, and so I checked it out, and it's totally just one of those like stupid like raunchy like rom-com, or like not rom-com but like, romance, like
Yeah.
choose your adventure apps.
Yeah, like a dating sim. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but I just, because it has like Netflix's name on it, so I was like, surely it's gonna be classy, but it wasn't. It was just like, it was like three options, like, oh, like kiss her, oh, like, spit on her face, oh, run
Jesus.
away. And I was like, what the fuck? So anyways, I played for like 2 hours, and and because I'm so dumb, I kept choosing I kept choosing not to like kiss people and stuff, because I was like, dude, I don't want to lose any money. Like, come on, that's $200,000. And then like fucking, 3 hours later, I'm like, what am I doing? I'm on season 2. I haven't kissed a single person.
So Grayson, you know what that sounds like? This sounds like the most like chronically online like Reddit guy thing. Like you accidentally play a dating sim and then just like forget to talk to the women on it.
He's like, I don't know. I really like the friendships I was making with the dudes.
It's not about that for me, okay? I look for what's underneath.
Dude, but that's the other thing is on that because I guess they didn't feel like making you choose up front, like, hey, I'm into like girls or I'm into dudes. So it would like constantly, like, dudes would be like flirting with you in the app, and it would like give you the option like, oh, like, I'm good, I'm not interested, or like, to fucking entertain
Right.
it. And so obviously I picked, I'm good every time. But then there was like one time where it was like some dude asked you to dance with him. Do you dance with him? And I was like, okay, that seems platonic. Like, I'm okay with that. And it was not platonic. It was so, I was like trying to fucking fast forward through all the fucking scenes. I was like, no, no.
That's funny.
It was really weird.
You had what happened to me in real life.
Did you get danced on by a dude?
The dance thing, but did I tell you what happened to me? This is gonna turn into, I'm sorry, I'm like hijacking your podcast, but
You're literally our
Sam,
guest.
what the hell? You know what? I don't know why I'm surprised that Sam's apologizing for talking as the guest on our podcast.
I need to talk, I'm talking shit.
It's like, I'm really sorry that you guys had me on here. I, I really wanted to be a part of it, and now I just feel like I'm a part of it. So it's like I can't do anything.
No, but so yeah, like apparently, like I have noticed that I apparently am sending out the wrong signals. Because every time I've gone out to a bar, I think also part of it was in college. I was going out with like all of Maya's friends who are all women, and so I would be one guy with like eight women. They're like, oh, gay, and
Gay.
so yeah, like at Ulf's, which is for the listeners that are not from Notre Dame, a bar in South Bend, pretty standard,
It's really
bar.
bad. It sucks.
It's actually pretty bad. It's one of my favorite ones there, and it's still pretty bad.
One of the two bars there, yes.
Well, yeah. Basically, this guy comes up and like we're dancing like in the back corner, and then he comes up to me and like I can't demonstrate it obviously, but he like caresses my face, and then and then finger guns me, and then walks away back to the bar. I think he wanted me to
Whoa.
follow.
What the fuck?
I was
Did
like,
you
"What just?"
follow him?
No, of course I would.
I
followed
would have.
I
up to
mean,
the back.
the finger guns kind of
Yeah, the
sell
man's
it.
got game. I mean,
Jesus years. But Jesus. Anyway, but the same night, I got bought a drink by a different guy at the bar because I was there getting myself a drink because, I was at a bar and this guy just hands me a drink and is like, so what else do you drink? Basically, it was like, what? What? He's like, what's the next drink you want so I can get you the next one? It's like, what are you talking about? Which is, like a little bit of a flex, but also like not really
yeah,
because
lucky you, bitch.
I only paid for one drink that night, but it was weird. And then also I got set up on a blind date with a dude in high school.
Yeah, and their name was Sam, so he had no
I mean,
clue. It was also Sam.
so that was awkward.
So weird.
Yeah. Anyway, so enough about my past, but
Yeah.
Let's talk about our future. You know what I'm
yes.
Yeah.
saying?
After that
Wait,
guy
that's
caressed my face, I realized something.
Doing the lip bite thing, like,
Something awoke within me.
something is.
Can't help but feel something is rising up within me. Something's
Mm,
building up.
okay. All right,
It's
I'm gonna hard
uh,
pivot here. I'm gonna hard
thank
pivot
God.
off of
I
our
was gonna keep
meta.
going.
I know that's why I'm fucking pivoting every
You sure you
time.
don't want me to keep going? Usually it's a good thing when a guy keeps going.
All right. See, this is, and you know what's funny is we talked about this like before like a week ago before we recorded this. Obviously, we were like, "Yo,"
Yeah.
I told him I was like, "Dan, listen, if you just have the opportunity to make a sex joke or another joke in the future, just go for the other joke. Just you don't have to censor yourself. Just if it's a choice, maybe go with option B."
Yeah. And I wasn't listening, so I agreed.
Got it. Well, I'll fill that hole in. Oh, yikes. With
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
that was actually
Oh
unintentional. I'm sorry.
shit.
Uh, I have a segment planned if you want to do that.
Oh, is it the movie one?
Yeah, you want to do that?
Dude, this is perfect because Sam's a film major too, or TV, I guess.
Okay.
I'm a bad
All right.
filmmaker. Yeah,
Give
I'm
me
fine.
1 second. Let me pull it up. I
Our
have it in
f-
my notes.
our first official segment, everybody.
What? Oh my God, I'm your first. That's so sweet. Thank you.
Dude,
Yeah.
if someone
Yeah.
said that like after I kissed them, like for my first kiss, I'd probably just punch them.
Wait a minute.
That's fair. Oh, actually, I realized I could probably tell my first kiss story if we're running out of things to talk about later.
That did cross my mind, but I was like, I don't know if I want to sign myself up for hearing that story for the
Yeah,
20th
I heard
time.
it 50 times now.
Dan, have you heard? If Dan hasn't heard this story, we can tell it, or you can tell it.
Yeah,
What's
yeah,
the story?
The
my first
the
kiss.
B movie story.
I haven't. I want to hear it before we do the segment.
Oh
Oh,
fuck! All right.
sorry, sorry, everybody that knows me.
No, don't apologize. Own it.
So, yeah. So in high school, okay. It wasn't technically my first ever kiss. It was the first one like since preschool. So doing great. But yeah, so I was dating this girl, and we had just started dating. We'd been friends for a little bit. It's like sophomore year. And for context, and I promise it's relevant to the story, she had just broken her leg, so we couldn't do like anything like where either of us was really driving or like going out like to the mall, like standard high school date. Like we couldn't like do anything active. And so it's around Christmas time, and she's really into Christmas. I was like, oh, like I'll do this whole Christmas date, like the whole nine. Like we had, like elf going in the main room. We had like Christmas cookies and stuff. Like it was like you know, like I put a lot of effort. It's like I want to impress this girl. Like I want this to you know I want this date to land. And so she comes over. My little brother, my mom are in the next room, so like super, super dope. And we're watching Elf. Well, no, so we've watched like three Christmas movies, and like she's not talking. I'm like, this is not good. It's like, oh, like maybe we're just, this is what she wanted to do. Like, hey, what movie do you want to watch? She's like, how about the B movie? Because it was on Netflix then, and I was like, all right, kind of killing the theming, but sure, whatever. And so oh well, I'm skipping forward a little bit. So basically, what happened was during one of like the earlier parts of the B movie, I was like, you know what? Like it's been like hours, like, and I haven't made a movie yet. Like I wanna, I want to kiss her. Like sue me. This girl,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah. I would essentially assault her by getting consent to have a kiss. Fucking put me on death trial or whatever.
well, so what I did to ensure there was consent was, make it so it's like a two-way street. So basically, like, oh, keeping with the theme, Christmas. What's the thing that happens at Christmas a lot? There's mistletoe.
Mm,
What do you
mm.
mistletoe is? Problem is, I'm in the middle of Dallas, and like mistletoe's not super like native to the area, and so I definitely don't have it on hand. What I do have is my iPhone 5, and so I look up mistletoe.jpg. My phone. I hold it up, like I have my arm around her, so I pull up my phone with the hand that she's not looking at. Hold it up like that. The problem is this girl is like locked, like zeroed in on Barry B. Benson. Like she is not.
Very
She's, she's full on with Jerry Seinfeld in this moment. So I'm like moving
Oh,
my arm around, and then eventually, I swear to God, like my arm's like going limp from holding it up. Like she finally looks up, And I can't do this part of the story that I usually do. Like, it's a little bit of like, acting here involved. But she looks at the mistletoe, dot JPEG, looks back in my eyes, back in the mistletoe, and then back at me. And then she goes, and she's like I cannot stress enough how shy this girl is, like how much, like she's like reserved, like says the right thing, and she just like immediately goes, "There's no way I'm having my first kiss to something that fucking corny." And so I
Damn.
go,
Oh,
"Yeah." I'm like, "Oh!" And so I put it away, and we go about 30 more minutes in silence of the B movie with like various, B jokes, and then I shit you not, I swear to God, she leans over to me during the part where he's like, "You like jazz?" And
Uh,
yeah, and so she's right before that. She says, "Hey, look, I'm sorry about earlier. That was kind of mean of me. If you still want to, I would like to kiss." And so we
oh,
actually kissed exactly at the "You like jazz" line, and I dated her for 3 more years.
nice.
nice.
So that's my
Yeah,
and the B movie. I
dude,
can't watch the movie ever again.
she was like attracted to Barry B. Benson or something.
She was like having some wish fulfillment of being the woman in that movie for sure.
Yeah, Jerry Seinfeld like was her fantasy.
Uh, George.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
that's pretty great though.
But yeah, so Grayson, that's the 51st time you heard that. You get a honorary badge now.
I get an honorary smooch under a mistletoe picture.
Yeah, yeah.
You're up, buddy.
Oh, man. I'm trying to think of some fucking Jerry Seinfeld jokes, but I'm blanking.
I can't think of anything either. I
Why
don't
am
know
I
Jerry
blanking?
Seinfeld.
It's the most low hanging fruit in impressions of all time. What's the deal with mistletoe pictures? I mean, I'm trying to get a kiss, and it's not even 1080p.
You can catch flies with honey. We catch more honeys being a bee. Ah!
There it is. Okay, we
Yeah,
found
there you
it.
go.
Yay! All right, let's do the segment.
All right. So I don't have many movies. You know, I'm trying to drag this one out, but basically what I'm gonna do is I've got a few reviews from
Mm,
movies that I think are like pretty well loved by I think probably about 98 or 99% of the population.
mm.
So I'm gonna read some of the lowest reviews for these movies, and you guys are gonna have to guess what movies they're from.
I love this.
Ooh,
All right?
ooh, ooh. Okay. And we need some stakes though. What are the stakes? So
Hmm.
Yeah.
whoever loses, what has to happen?
I'm about to move really close to Grayson, so we could make this be like an in-person thing too. So
Mm.
Um, a good question. I came up with the concept. I don't know.
If only we did
Luke's
any
stand up.
amount of forethought and planning before we fucking hop on here.
Grayson, how about
Yeah.
this one? Loser has to do their stand-up routine in front of all of our friends that live in California.
I'm already doing that though. Is the problem?
That's me then. Forget it.
No, hold on. Let me think. Fuck. Yeah, we'll cut this part while we're thinking. All right. Yeah. No
Yeah.
pressure. Let's just take like a minute to like actually think of like something.
Okay.
Because I do like that, Sam. That is a good idea. But like the problem is, I literally already did that. Like I already
Oh,
got.
we're fairly hairy guys. We get a full body wax.
Oh, that's intense. For a fucking bad movie review game where you gotta get a full body wax.
Gotta raise the stakes, man.
Oh, that is raising the stakes, all right.
They should.
You know what we could do? My roommate has this fantasy football league, and this one's kind of intense too, but we'll see how you like it. One of the punishments for like getting last place or like second to last is 24 hours in an IHOP,
Yes.
and you take off an hour for every pancake that you eat.
Oh, I love that, dude. Yes. Maybe let's make it not 24 though. Let's make it like. Well, actually, I don't know. I'm fine with that.
Because they're open 24 hours.
Yeah, that's true. No, yeah, I'm down. I'm down.
All right.
I'm probably gonna lose, but I'm
Because
down.
think about it. You eat 3 pancakes a meal.
Yeah, no, yeah.
That's you're already down to 18 hours, and that's you're sleeping. And then if you really fucking stuff yourself.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. The stakes have been set, and they've never been higher. Yo, this is Grayson. I got stuck editing the episode this week. I'm not really thrilled about it, but I just wanted to chime in and say, hey, viewers at home, play along. Why don't you post in the comments what your score is? See if you can beat the 2 film majors. Okay. Dan, if you will, please.
All right. So this is the first one. All right. I'm gonna read you 2 reviews. Okay.
All right, wait.
Go.
Before we start, are we like, do we like, is it like a race to say it first?
No,
Or is it,
definitely not.
we
I'm
both
just
get to
gonna read
vote?
them. They're pretty vague because I don't want you to be able to tell what movie it is too easily. But they're like super vague. So just take your time, like make your best guess. Remember, these movies I think are some of the best. Like these movies are ones that I think pretty much everyone who watches them loves.
All right. Yeah. So Sam, what we'll do is we'll wait till he finishes. We both come up with our answers in our head, and then we'll say them like pretty much right next to each other before he tells us the answer, and that way you can't like change your answer.
Got it.
All right. Dan, go ahead.
Okay. So the first one. We were unaware that this movie was just an animation. It was poorly done in the second place. In my opinion, it would appeal but to the narrowest of audiences. It lasted 4 minutes with our 5-year-old. Everyone disliked it. After this, I doubt we will be seeing any more franchise films. Our trust is shot, and we are fed up with the 10 to 15 minutes of commercials required to run past prior to viewing content.
Mm.
It's a cartoon.
I think I have my answer.
What?
Yeah, I'm probably wrong about it, but based off what I
Franchise
heard,
cartoon.
it's
What?
either it's one of 2 things, and I don't think Dan would like the one that it probably isn't.
Honestly, I don't even know if you guys are going to be able to get this. It's like super vague. And I have another review, so don't have your answer yet. Just let me know if you're ready to hear the next
All
review.
right. Yeah. Let me hear the next review. I need more context.
Okay. So this one might not even help. It probably won't at all.
What the fuck? Did you not read these before and be like, oh, this is not gonna help at all?
I'll give you, if it's too hard, I'll give you a hint, okay?
Okay.
All right. I was really excited to watch this movie. Boy, oh boy, was I disappointed. I almost bought this move so I could watch it sooner. I'm so glad that I only wasted $5 on renting it. The graphics were infantile. The plot was so stupid, and the script was written by a real amateur.
Mm.
The graphics were infantile.
See, I'm still gonna go with my first answer because I feel like the gist here is that like you and the general public think these are good movies, and this is
Mhm.
like a bad take, and so I'm still gonna lock in my first answer, but I wouldn't mind a hint either.
We can skip the hint. I'll just try and guess. All right. I
Okay.
locked in mine.
Yeah,
All right. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Into the
Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse.
Oh shit.
You guys both guess Into the Spider-Verse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you win! Yay!
Yeah. Let's go.
You guys both get a point.
That's sick.
Yeah. Can you believe that though?
That's crazy.
Who?
So I thought that this movie was like, granted, most of the like 1 and 2 star reviews I was looking at were like, oh, I bought the DVD and it sucks and it's broken and it sucks. But like, there were a lot of reviews that were like, this movie sucks. Like,
Yeah,
I get it because like when you first watch it, you're like, this isn't Pixar animation. I can't look at this. But they were like, it lasted 4 minutes with our 5-year-old. Like, yeah, nothing lasts more than 4 minutes with any fucking 5-year-old. They have fucking bouncing minds. They go everywhere every 2 seconds. So,
yeah. The main character doesn't look like Elsa. Mm-hmm. Like,
Yeah. The main character doesn't have weirdly large eyes and a heart-shaped face.
It's like a comic book.
He just
Like,
starts it just starts crying. The 5-year-old.
Why do these 3D characters have lines on them? Why do they not look like people?
Dude, that
this
was
is
the fucking when he said the graphics are. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I said it's not like the Spider-Man Let's Play on Fortnite I watched on YouTube earlier.
Yeah, dude, the one where he's like the graphics are infantile. I was like, oh, dude, it's definitely Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Because I also kind of when I first watched it, I was like, why is everything fucking blurry, dude?
You guys want to do the next one?
Yes. Nah, you know what? Let's just stop. I'm done.
Oh, okay. Well, this was episode 14 of Hypocritical Haters.
All right, go ahead.
All right. All right, so the next one. This one's funny. Okay. It's just, all right, I have to get serious. All right. Call me an old fuddy-duddy if you wish, but this video was a great story that was ruined by far too excessive use of foul language. There were probably at least 2 uses of the F word every minute, which added nothing to the story, but made me feel more slimy each time. In the scene where 5 boys loudly spewing foul language in a restaurant were joined by this smart young lady who planned to become a doctor and who was admired by character, then told the most ridiculous joke about oral sex, and they all laughed hysterically. Next paragraph. And we were supposed to have respect for this intelligent lady? A pastor I knew once said that in any society that fails, the first thing to go is the language. Talk to any teacher today about the language at school, and perhaps you might be concerned. Perhaps this is not the place to rant about this, but so be it.
I love that guy, whoever it was. I already know the movie, but
See, I feel like I know the director, but damn.
what? What a film major thing to say, especially about this
No.
movie.
Well, the problem is I can't remember the scene that the person referenced, but I feel
Oh.
like I know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with that answer.
That's a
But-
pretty big hint. All right, I got another one for you. I have another review.
All right, go ahead.
This one's going to help a ton. All right, here's the review. Liberal movie.
No way. That's a review of this movie. Are you kidding me?
Yes, dude.
What a great take.
Damn, definitely not the movie I was thinking.
Oh, man.
Liberal.
Liberal movie. What is liberal about? All right, can we just say it so we can talk about it? Because that's really fucking funny.
Yeah. All right, 3, 2, 1.
Good Will Hunting.
I would say Reservoir Dogs.
No. It is
Reservoir-
Good Will Hunting.
Yeah, she tells the story of like the grandpa,
Yeah.
and
I'm
he's
so
like, I just wanna.
He's like, honey, it's your 80th birthday. I'll do anything for you, anything you want. And he's like, I would love some head. And she takes out her dentures. And once he's finished, he's like, oh, that was great, honey. Thank you so much.
Oh, that's
And
then,
a big drink of water.
Yeah, she's like, anything. He's like, anything I could do for you. And she's like, I need some water. And she like spills out the water out of her mouth, insinuating. Well, I won't say it because apparently we don't do sex jokes anymore.
Wow,
I
thank
was
you.
thinking Reservoir Dogs only because you said that thing about the cursing. It's like, oh, it's the only Tarantino thing I know where they're all in a restaurant.
Mm.
I don't even think. Don't they just talk about like taxes or something in that scene?
I don't know, dude.
It was
So many of
ter-
Tarantino's movies rely on dialogue, but I'm not gonna lie. Like half the time, I'm not even listening to what they're
Yeah.
saying.
Dude, I watched this this YouTube video that talked about like apparently someone co-wrote Pulp Fiction with Tarantino. Did you guys know that?
Not.
Yeah, so it's like it was Tarantino. Literally, when they accepted the Oscar, it was Tarantino and this other guy, which ironically I already forgot his name. So, oopsies. But there's this other guy who wrote like a third of the movie. I think he did the watch. That whole story with the watch and fucking what's his name, Bruce Willis or whatever. That was all him. He wrote that whole fucking segment. But then Tarantino apparently like called him and was like, "Hey, like for my movies, I want to do a thing where at the beginning it says written and directed by Quentin Tarantino." So, because like writing credits is a really big deal in the like film world. Like if you don't give someone proper credit in the writing credits or whatever, it's like you can sue them for a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
And so Tarantino fucking scammed this guy out of his like writing credits for this movie, and now this guy's just like fallen into obscurity, and Tarantino's got this like big, you know, fucking illustrious film career.
That is wild.
Yeah. Another Stan Lee, whatever the other guy's name is, story.
Mm.
But yeah. All right. Well, you ready to? Oh yeah. Wait, dude.
Liberal movie.
What is liberal about that movie?
I have no idea, Grayson.
That's such a weird judgment or like estimation of that movie because
Yeah.
it's so like personable and like I would argue it's like
Dude, the
just
best part about it, it wasn't even a 1-star review. You would think somebody with a 1-star would put a 1-star review with that. No, it was 2 stars. It was a liberal movie, but it wasn't so bad that it deserved a 1-star.
Robin Williams killed it.
Yeah.
I bet it was the therapy, honestly. I bet it's one of those guys who's like, dude, fucking, everyone's trying to get me to go to fucking therapy these days. Bullshit, man. They just want my money. They just want to put me on pills and fucking make me watch Marvel movies all day.
Oh god.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anti-therapy enjoyer.
Yeah. All right, Dan, do you have another movie?
Yeah, hold on 1 second. Let me edit the thing here so I don't give away too much.
Do you guys ever listen to Eurovision?
Yeah,
No.
I have.
If I were to take a guess on what you got, how you guys would have responded to that, it probably you guys lined up with it. I'll say that.
Yeah, that's probably fair. Maybe this is why people keep buying me drinks at the bar.
Dude, Aiden, I like my roommate is like the polar opposite of me, where he's just like he just likes being happy, and he's just such an optimistic person, and he listens to like ABBA and Eurovision, and it's just so funny because he just like we keep going out with our friends up in Encinitas, and we'll like, and so you know it's like a 30-minute drive there and back. So we're on our way back, and like 8 times out of 10 on the way back, he's like stoked because he had a great time, and I'm just like fucking white knuckling the wheel, like God damn it again! Why do I even bother? I just need to stay in my room. Fuck. Oh my god, it's quite the experience.
Wow.
But yeah,
I'm happy you have an Aiden in your life.
Yeah, I like to think we're like yin and yang, you know. He just gets me, you know. We complete each other.
These Yang hated people.
All right. You ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Long, drawn out, almost no plot. Exceedingly violent, the performances weren't even particularly good. I have no idea what everyone has been raving about all these years. The action sequences are just a lot of property destruction, no real action. Lots of explosions and buildings knocked down a corner at a time. Why anyone is considered a hero in this is beyond me. All anyone does is create more damage to infrastructure in an already beleaguered city. Bad premise, bad acting, bad plot, bad. I'll tell you what else is bad. His synonyms for fucking bad, dude. Come up with another fucking word, dude.
Wow, fair enough.
I think that was the idea, though. It's so bad that he has to say it like 10 times.
Okay.
No plot. Bunch of buildings exploding. No one cares about property. All right, go ahead. What's the next one?
All right, next one. I don't think this film necessarily deserves 2 stars, but this is more of a reflection on how it definitely does not deserve the rave 10 out of 10 reviews I've seen on here. so consider it more for balance. I'm no die-hard comic book film fan, but I've watched a fair few as I live with people who are. It is absolutely ridiculous. It takes away all credibility the film tries to have. Not only is it overly gruff, like a child pretending to be scary, but it also sounds like blank is trying to speak whilst in the dentist chair having a checkup. I just don't know how the entire production crew filmed the whole movie without thinking, this doesn't work. It's also 45 minutes too long.
All right, I think I got my answer. Maybe.
Give me 1 second. I'm going between two, and they're extremely similar. But
Alright.
Oh, dude, I don't want to lose. Fuck.
all right.
I don't want to go.
Grayson's ahead by 1 right now.
Am I? Oh shit. Oh, let's go. All right. Well, now I really need to get this because I want to
think
send it.
I have it.
I can do. I would love to see Sam just sitting in an IHOP, miserable, with a stack of pancakes,
Man,
like 10 dollars.
I think I'm ready. But,
The waitress comes over. Would you like some water?
Oh, oh my God, Chris,
I
you're
don't
gonna
care at this point.
Well, I need to both get this right, and you also need to get it wrong for me to have a chance at not being in an IHOP.
Wait, what?
Like, you need to get this wrong, and I need to get it right just so I can tie it with you.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All right. I think
Can you repeat the first part of the first review, please?
Long, drawn out, almost no plot. Exceedingly violent, the performances weren't even particularly good. I have no idea what everyone has been raving about all these years.
All right.
The action. Oh.
there we go. Yeah.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna lock it in.
Yeah, me too.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Dark
Dark
Knight
Knight.
Rises.
Boom!
Oh
The
shit!
Dark Knight.
Sorry.
Grayson gets it wrong! He gets it wrong!
I was thinking of the Joker one, but I got him mixed up. Son of a
Yep.
bitch.
You
And as
got
soon
it
as I
wrong.
said it, I knew.
Yeah.
Son of a
Just
bitch.
one word off. All right, it's a tie. It's a tie now.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry, I've got more movies. Just give me a second.
God damn it! Oh, I'm so mad about that. my dream of Sam just fucking stuffed with a comically large, comically oversized belly, and him like patting it and going, "Woof." It's quickly.
You're taking me off the podcast.
What'd you say?
You're gonna kick me off the podcast for that one. I was thinking the Batman. I was like, nah. When he said all these years, like, okay, it's gotta be Dark Knight.
So fucking annoyed, dude. I had it right, and I wasn't. I don't know.
Again, I'm willing to give you that. I know I'm not the person giving the rules here, but like I would give you that because you had the gist of it. But
No.
Yeah, I got to keep this interesting, so I'm getting him out on a technicality.
oh baby,
Plus, he's too what's the word?
cringe.
Yeah, cringe to be able to accept a pity win. All right, you ready for the next one?
Get the fuck out of here. Yeah.
Okay. I have to admit, I didn't see this movie when it was released. I was a pretty lazy 15-year-old. When my wife
He said my wife. This is awesome.
Yeah, so when my wife finally talked me into renting it, I couldn't believe how bad it was. A cliche in space, as I call it, was incredibly mediocre. Bad acting, bad script, borrowed story. Oh, but the special effects. Sorry, kids. Effects a movie don't make. I guess there's a lot of 7th graders, parentheses, or folks remembering how great they thought this flick was when they were in 7th grade, and close parentheses, voting on this so-called movie. That's the first one.
Okay, I think I have a general guess.
I'm a front runner. Yeah,
All right, you ready for the next one?
yeah.
The worst thing about this movie is that people think this is science fiction, when it could have been a Western or a pirate movie without losing anything in the trade. There isn't a single idea that has anything to do with science fiction. Picture horses or sail ships instead of starships, and you'll see what I mean. As for entertainment, it's an okay movie. No more.
Yep.
All right, read that one again.
The worst thing about this movie is that people think this is science fiction, when it could have been a western or a pirate movie without losing anything in the trade. There isn't a single idea that has anything to do with science fiction. Picture horses or sail ships instead of starships, and you'll see what I mean. As for entertainment, it's an okay movie. No more. Yeah, this one might be tough. It could be a lot of things.
Is that the first review or the second one?
That was the
one.
second one.
I think I got it.
You got it too. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'll lock it in.
Yep.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Okay, which episode?
Ooh.
The New Hope.
Just for the sake of getting a different answer, I'll do Empire.
It's A New Hope.
Yes. Yes. We will take those every day of the week.
All right. Hold on.
It's the worst movie, so yeah, that's fair.
If we end now, technically Grayson wins, but I have one more movie, and if you guys end up in a tie there, then I can pull up another movie.
Okay.
All right, let's do it.
All right. Okay. Why? Why do so many people hold this very average film on such a high pedestal? Being quite a big fan of anime, I'm not new to the genre. This was a serious headfuck. I will say, the production design, use of color, and music score were amazing. However, in terms of plot, story structure, catharsis, plant, and payoff, it's all over the place. I felt the world had no rules to it and therefore lacked any real tension. I felt the story lacked any logic to it and therefore had no reason behind the motivation for characters. Why did she do that? What is that supposed to be? What was that all about? When will this end or start making sense? With so many positive reviews and awards, I'm confused. Perhaps I just didn't get what others got from it. All I have to back me up is the crowd of friends with whom I went to see the film with. And I'm the one who had the most positive words to say about it.
Fuck.
All right. That's tough.
Yeah, I'll give you some time to think about that one because there's a lot in that review.
I mean, I have an idea, but I don't think it's right.
I have an idea as well, but can you actually read that one again? That was dense.
Yeah. Why? Why do so many people hold this very average film on such a high pedestal? Being quite a big fan of anime, I'm not new to the genre. This was a serious headfuck. I will say, the production design, use of color, and music score were amazing. However, in terms of plot, story structure, catharsis, plant, and payoff, it's all over the place. I felt the world had no rules to it, and therefore lacked any real tension. I felt the story lacked any logic to it, and therefore I had no reason behind the motivation or for characters. Why did she do that? What is that supposed to be? What was that all about? When will this end or start making sense? With so many positive reviews and awards, I'm confused. Perhaps I just didn't get what others got from it. All I have to back me up is the crowd of friends with whom I went to see the film with, and I'm the one who had the most positive words to say about it.
Okay.
I think I have my my answer.
Yeah,
All right, well, we have another review.
let's hear that.
All right. I just can't believe how highly rated this movie is. Aside from the pretty aesthetic and animation, this movie has very little upside. Main character has to be one of the most annoying characters of all time. Thinking out loud with poor and boring dialogue. The story is a shamble, confusing, and just straight up strange. It makes no sense, and I wish I hadn't even watched this garbage. This belongs nowhere near the top 200, never mind the top 20 on IMDb. What a waste of time. I wouldn't recommend this to anyone.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with my answer.
Give me. I'm going between two, and all right, I'll just go with the one I first thought.
All right. So this is the decider almost, unless you guys tie. Well, unless Grayson gets it wrong and Sam gets it right.
Cool.
All right.
All right.
Three, two, one.
Spirited
Spirited
Away.
Away. Oh
Oh,
shit.
Grayson wins.
What was
He
it?
wins
Spirited
by
Away.
1 point. It is Spirited Away.
Nice.
I was going between Spirited Away and My Neighbor Totoro, but I feel like Totoro was way earlier.
I don't know. Yeah,
All right. Good job, Grayson. GG's.
Grayson
Thank you.
wins. Congratulations, Grayson.
Got them all right, by the way. You technically got them all right.
Anyway,
I
dude,
did, yeah, that's
I
cool.
did.
can you believe it though? Like these are reviews of movies. Like those are reviews of Spirited Away.
Those are real people. That's wow.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah,
Or
it's
like
kind of a
The Dark Knight. The fucking
Yeah, go ahead.
the Dark Knight where he's like, all anyone does is create more damage and infrastructure to an already beleaguered city. Bad premise, bad acting, bad plot, bad, bad, bad.
Well, the one that killed me from that one was actually it may have been the same. I don't remember which review it was, but it was like, I actually don't think it's a 2-star movie. I just hate how much
Oh,
other people
yeah,
help me bring it down for the collective. It's like, what the fuck are you
yeah,
talking
that was The Dark Knight. That was the other review for The Dark Knight.
I'm doing this for all you idiots because you're too dumb to know what you like.
Yeah, you're too dumb to be able to rate a movie properly.
There's no plot, he said.
It's so funny. I love these because the way they're written is so condescending and so fucking um
Like, better
just
than you.
yeah, so holier than thou. It's so good.
Yeah.
Like the fucking first one for Spirited Away, it sounds so condescending. He's like, being quite a big fan of anime, I'm not new to the genre. It's like, what does that
5B.
have to do with the movie? Oh man. And
You're
then at
not.
the end where he says, and I'm the one who had the most positive words to say about it. It's like nobody cares. Who's reading? I'm the only person reading this review, and it's to make fun of you.
Damn. I still can't believe those are real.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a
I thought it
fucking
was great.
terrible. I love when they're like, the writing in this movie was terrible, and then they misspell script.
Yeah, they put script instead. Dude, my favorite one. My favorite one is the Good Will Hunting liberal movie.
Crazy. Crazy take.
It's like that that review of Joker where it's like, yeah, this happened to my buddy Eric.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, whoa, what happened to Eric?
yeah.
Why have we not heard about Eric?
Oh man, it's
That's
so
fucking
good.
awesome.
Also, the first one for Good Will Hunting. Call me an old fuddy duddy if you wish.
Surely it's got to be like actually like old people, right, writing these.
Yeah, so like most of the reviews on that are low rating, I got a lot of these off of Amazon because people like either a really funny one about the actual movie. And then I started going through IMDb instead,
Mm.
and that was just a better way to get actual movie reviews. And
Well, wow. Wow.
yeah, most of them it's definitely like old people. It's definitely like a lot of the ones I scrubbed over. I wanted to avoid any that had a lot of character mentions or actor mentions or mentions of the movie. And then I also wanted to avoid the ones where they were just like they just didn't get it at all.
Yeah. No, that's
So I feel
true.
like that's unfair, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of them are like that though. It's only one in like 20 or 30 that comes out like this.
Well, so this is kind of making me think, like, what, like, do you guys have a movie that's like, in your mind, like, super, super overrated? You don't get why people love it. Like,
I know Grayson's answer.
What is my answer?
Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, yeah, that is a good pick for overrated movies. Dude, that movie, God. And then I was so justified when everyone hated the second Thor because I was like, guys, it's not
It's
that much
technically
different.
the fourth Thor.
Oh yeah, whatever.
but
Yeah.
I get what you're saying that, like, I feel like the reaction you had to Thor Ragnarok is how everybody else felt to the, what, like, Love and Thunder. Is that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
definitely that Josh took me to see the opening premiere because he was visiting me, after we graduated, and we went and saw that opening night.
No. What
And
did
I
he
saw,
think of it?
well, I saw because he's a huge Marvel fan. And, I'm into it, but I'm not like nearly as like.
All right, everybody point and laugh. He's a Marvel fan. Point and
Well,
laugh.
definitely not Lucy. I'm
Sorry,
like
go
I'm
ahead.
into it. Like oh my god, like he is like a next level. This is why Grayson, I think you didn't like click on all cylinders with Josh sometimes.
Mm.
The Marvel thing and only the Marvel thing.
Yeah,
Um,
that was it. That was the only thing stopping us from being best friends.
no, but no, like so, like Josh and I are like really tight, and he took me to see this, and he's like a huge Marvel fan, and we get there, and I saw him like kind of be sad as the movie went on. Saw him,
Oh,
like he still like we walked out of the theater, and he was like he still enjoyed it, but he was like, damn, because he loved Thor Ragnarok, and he was like, I kind of think he thought it was gonna be just as like I think even if you didn't like Thor Ragnarok, I think you could agree it's probably paced a lot better than the fourth one.
I never saw the fourth one,
I
so
never saw it.
But yeah, so it is paced so much better, but like it's the same. Like it's kind of like if somebody watched the third one and was like, oh, they just tell all these silly jokes, so it's only that, and then they forgot to
oh,
like make.
bro, you don't get it. Marvel saw the success of Thor Ragnarok, and instead of hiring someone that could just copy the direction of Taika Waititi and Thor Ragnarok, they gave full creative freedom to Taika Waititi, and that's what you got from it.
Well, and now they're being like all their writers are like Rick and Morty writers. I mean, that's not even a joke. Like they're all like Rick and Morty guys.
Of course they
Dude,
are.
it's a fucking sickness.
Yeah.
Well, no,
It's spreading through the industry.
well, legitimately, and I, like I'm not like a full on. Well, I guess I wasn't like a full on Marvel hater, but like watching some of the shit they've been making recently, like whatever, like Phase Four, whatever this is, I think there's been one or two good movies, and even those had their moments of like, uh. In my opinion, that's my opinion, but
No, you're dude, and I've been talking to Dan about this for probably actually like over a year now. Is just seeing the like waves of like how the MCU has fallen. Like the MCU is no longer good. Like all these Marvel fanboys just like writing their little video essays about how
Hmm.
they've like fallen out of love with the MCU.
Yeah.
Is it gives me, that's why I wake up in the morning, to be honest
Yeah.
with you.
That is what invigorates Grayson with fucking life.
Just
It's not blood pumping through his veins.
hatred.
It's yeah, pure hatred and
and spite.
enjoyment of others suffering.
Spite.
Oh
Just
yeah,
Yeah. Pure spite. Yeah. It's like
pure
big,
spite.
liquefied spite.
big Schadenfreude guy.
Yeah.
Um, but wait, Dan, are you a Marvel fan?
I was a Marvel fan until I realized like every movie was the same, and then I was like, you know what? This isn't as good as I thought.
Well, that's the thing. Like, part of me is like, oh, like it's not necessarily for me. Like, it's for kids. But at the same time, like, well, but they're not marketing it like that. And it's
That's
like,
oh, dude, I could pop off about this.
Why don't you pop
go,
off? We got time.
oh, podcast man.
We actually don't
Um,
have a lot of time, but go ahead.
I hate when people are like, "Oh, this movie's directed towards kids," or "Oh, this movie is directed to this audience." So no wonder you don't get it. You're a 22-year-old dude. Of course you're not gonna get Turning Red. It's not your story. It's like okay, but the good thing of it's like you can write a decent story that applies to only a certain amount of people, but
Yeah.
you cannot say that that movie is then great because if it's a great movie, anybody will get it and anybody will empathize with the characters.
So there's this really great quote that I've seen where basically it's like the more specific you get in your writing, the more people will enjoy, or like the more people will resonate with what you're saying. Like there's like you don't like just because it's not like your specific life experience doesn't mean like there's not something you can connect with in it if you're doing a good job as a writer.
Hmm.
But yeah, like exactly what you're saying. Like yeah, like if there's something that doesn't connect with you, like sure, that might be
Yeah,
your team. Like the general consensus is like this was a bad film, and it's like oh, but it's for kids. Like
yeah,
Shrek is for kids, and we all fucking love Shrek.
yeah,
Like
dude. Shrek is like some of the fucking a movie that came out recently that's in the Shrek franchise. Puss in Boots and the Last Wish. That movie was fucking amazing. I love that movie.
so good.
It's such a good movie.
Gee,
And it's like I don't have to fucking know what having a period at 13 in school is like to be able to empathize with the character, you know?
Yeah.
Obviously that shit sucks. It's not hard to realize that. But you can't be like, "Oh, you didn't go through it, therefore you don't understand, therefore your opinion is invalid." It's like that's not how this works.
Yeah. Plus that movie, people are like, oh my god, like plenty of movies are like allegories for other shit, you know? But it's like that movie doesn't understand its own allegory. You know, like turning into a panda is like supposedly like an allegory for having your period or whatever. But then
Well, yeah, a
I'm
couple of
just
things, but
I'm just repeating what all these fucking angsty video essay YouTubers are talking about. But then
yeah,
they're like
that's another thing.
it's
Also,
because
Abbott isn't, so I can't speak on that. But
well, that's the best part is I also have not seen the movie, but here I am talking about it because I watched a video essay on it. Yay, modern
That's the other thing
society.
is like, well, there's people that are just it's like third person in the train of seeing you haven't even seen the movie, but you're just taking in opinions of the movie that are confirmation bias basically. But also the people that are doing reviews and are just shitting on the movie, and then they're like, "Oh, but I mean, I liked this one singular part," just to be like, "I didn't completely hate the movie," just so they seem like they have a balanced perspective on it.
yeah,
Yeah,
But the people that are like hating on the movie make it way worse because then it's like now the people that have confirmation bias aren't going to watch it because you were basically just confirmed what they were believing or yeah, but confirmed what they were believing. And then also they don't even understand the themes of the movie. Like you don't even know what the theme of the movie is.
true.
turn up. But
So
yeah, the
anyway,
scene I
that's
was
a
talking
whole
about
other
is
issue.
when she starts like selling tickets to touch her panda in the bathroom, but it's like her panda is like kind of supposed to be sort of her period. So it's like, what are we talking
No,
about?
not really.
Oh, did you see the movie?
You don't you didn't You didn't watch the movie, Grayson. Why are you telling me? Why are you telling me what happened in the movie? You're like, oh, you stupid ass. I bet you didn't even watch that shit. I did not, but I bet you didn't either.
Yeah, but Sam didn't either. So really,
Yo,
none of us should be talking
so
about
why
this
are we
movie.
talking about this? Yeah. Uh,
Man.
but yeah, that's basically my soapbox for the day. Just because the movie's good doesn't mean it's great. And that's basically a good summary of the Marvel movies recently, except for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Apparently, that movie is ass on all cylinders.
I've heard that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Which actually was really looking forward. I like Jonathan Majors. He's a good actor. I was looking forward to it.
Mm.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
no,
I mean, what I've heard, the actors do as good as they can with what they have. But
Yeah, with the Rick and Morty script. I mean, shit.
yeah, seriously though, actually, like, I'm not gonna watch the movie, but my friend Cody, who like holds out hope for each movie, he's starting to lose hope, but he like holds out hope for it. He doesn't like just shit. He doesn't shit on it before it comes out, you know.
Yeah.
yeah,
But he went and saw it, and he was like, "That movie is just bad. Like anybody who's defending it is just completely blinded by their love for Marvel movies because that movie, not a single part of it is redeemable."
You know what I feel like being Grayson, I know you said you only have a little bit of time, but real quick, I
oh,
feel
go
like
ahead.
being a Marvel fan now is like being in a relationship where somebody like really like love bombed you at the beginning of it, like, oh my god, they brought me flowers. Oh my god, they know exactly what I like. And now it's like it used to be good. Maybe they'll change again.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it used to be better.
It's
They're
just
gonna
a really, really toxic relationship.
be different next time, I promise.
Yeah. He can change. I've seen it.
They're still good. They're still good at him.
He's had his moments. He's going through a hard time right now. Just wait till Secret Wars comes out. It's gonna be awesome.
Phase 4 is hard for everybody, okay, guys?
Have you guys seen that it's like a video of some girl, or it's like a video of some like dating show where it's like a girl is behind a curtain and then there's like a bunch of like bachelors or whatever, and she's like, bachelor number one, like how would you make up to me after we have a fight? And then he just proceeds to go into like the most like textbook definition of like gaslighting of all time.
Yeah,
Like, just the
yeah.
most toxic relationship. He's like, yeah, I'd probably treat you really well at first, and make you feel really special, and then slowly start to like wean off and like,
And like,
give you less
yeah,
and less
take you away from your
compliments.
friends, and then I'd gaslight you into thinking that you chose it and you love me.
That person. Oh my god.
And then she
Yeah.
fucking chooses him at the end, and it's
Yeah,
like,
well, the thing is, because he ends it with a punchline, he goes, "Or I'd like buy you ice cream and like we'd go out or something."
yeah.
And then because it's perceived as a joke because of the punchline, she's like, "Yeah, I like him the most,"
Yeah.
which is like it's just really funny when you cut it together like that because it's like, yeah, I would literally ruin your life and you would hate me a ton, but I would convince you that you loved me instead. And then she's like, "Yeah, that sounds good."
Yeah.
If we had a fight, how would you make it up to me? Contestant number 1.
Hey, how are you?
I missed you.
So I would gaslight you into you thinking you're the problem, and then I would abuse you emotionally till you get to a point where you only get satisfaction from me and if I tell you you look good or anything like that, and then I would start slightly treating you better, so you think I'm changing. And then it would be this off and on until you're almost hooked for life, and I'm like almost like a drug to you, where even when you're not around me and we break up, like you're yearning for me like nicotine. Oh, and if that doesn't work, I'd go to a movie.
If all else fails, a movie. Okay.
All right, who are you most attracted to?
The first one, the black jacket.
All right. All right, everyone. This is a like bit / skit that I wrote on a plane. Also, dude, this was a little context for this story. I was sitting on this plane next to this like 5-year-old girl, and she, and she's like bored and she doesn't have a phone. So I was like trying to write this bit on the plane, and she kept trying to look at my phone while I'm like researching like fucking like chemical warfare on my phone, and there's like pictures of like bodies being like burned alive. I'm like, dude.
That reminds me.
Sorry,
Sorry, go ahead. I was gonna say for the listeners, I have not read this, so if I say something questionable, don't cancel me. Thank you.
Wait, let me change it so Sam accidentally says the N word. All right. This is so to set the scene. Shaggy and Scooby are in a kitchen at a fucking laboratory. Like Zoink, Scoob. I don't think that goes on your sandwich.
Rest and rest.
Velma walks in.
Jicky, Scoob, that smells worse than Fred's body odor.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding? How many times have I told you it's called brohomydrosis and you know that, you fucking four-eyed fugly bitch?
Jeepers, Fred, you're really ripping into her for that one. It was just a joke. We know you can't control it.
No, that's bullshit. I've told you guys countless times. Time and time again, I told you how it makes me feel when you make jokes about that.
Rated orange.
Scoob, no!
I just don't understand why you have to be so sensitive about it. We joke Daphne all the time about her big-ass forehead, and she never complains about it. You what?
It shouldn't matter how other people react when you make jokes about them. I've told you that I'm not comfortable with those jokes, and you should have enough respect for me as my friend to not make those kind of jokes.
When did you start making jokes about my forehead? That's a good point, actually, Fred. I'm sorry. You're right. If it makes you so uncomfortable, I'll stop saying them, even if I don't understand why.
Right on B.
Like Scoob, that one doesn't even sound like food.
That
That was actually the perfect way to end it. Thank you, Sam.
the entire time.
Speaking of ending it, this has been Hypocritical Haters. I'm your host, and thank you, Sam, for coming on. That was great.
Thanks for having me, guys. It was a blast.
Did you guys hear the bang of my... You said, speaking of ways to end it. Anyway, thanks for coming, Sam. I mean, not coming. I mean, shit.